Welcome to Peep This Out Reviews with Ian K.
Stay frosty. What's going on, everybody? It's Ian K, creator, producer, and host of Peep This Out Reviews here on YouTube. Welcome to the Christmas Eve stream. Great to see all of you guys in here. We've got a packed house already in the lobby, and just at the very end there, it looks like Bus struck again with the first super chat donation of the night. He has a knack for doing that, actually, which is pretty crazy. Pretty cool, though. Welcome. Let me see if everything is looking good and sounding good. It's looking pretty decent on my end, so if you guys can give me the thumbs up, I think we're okay. Right now, I'm getting pummeled by rain outside as opposed to the snow that you're seeing on the screen here right now. We've been getting hit pretty hard over here, and we need it, so that's actually a very good thing. But it's very cold right now, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to say, considering how the heat has crazily been here with fires and everything recently. So great to see everybody on here. Looks like we've got the thumbs up coming in there as well too. Guys, we are in the last couple of weeks of the year, which is crazy. It's crazy to think about here right now. Let's see who we've got here in the chat. Starting off on the very top, Erna 785, total not Agent Sky 2. Welcome. Totally not Agent Sky 2 is in here as well too. Welcome as well. Ben Nguyen, Carl Broussard, Drew's Food Reviews, Constance Cherry, Randy Molina. Very happy to all of you guys. Dom's World in Effect, Larry Nguyen. Great to see you. Annette Cervantes, of course, we have here as well. And let's see, going on down, it's getting busier and busier. Tony Schultz, thanks so much for jumping on as well. The Hills in the house here. And looks like Jay Nepper in the house as well. Thanks so much for jumping on, Jay. Here we go. You already know it is time to get it on. Let's see here. Sean Frey, great to see you as well. And of course, Bus7332, again, shout outs to you, Bus, which incidentally, as the segue always rolls in, should you guys wish to donate to the channel, Christmas gifts, all that fun stuff, if you'd like to do that there, definitely drop down below into the description. You'll find a multitude of ways to do that, including Super Chat, PayPal, all that fun stuff. And of course, if you're watching this on the replay, it's the first pinned comment, all that fun stuff in there. Because like I always say, I'm a one-man show. A little goes a long way. Should you wish to do that, you guys have all the knowledge now on how to do just that there. Have a look around the screen, have a look around down below, and you'll definitely see what's up in that regard. But thank you so much for being here right now, guys. Again, right up on Christmas, which is crazy. So it actually falls on a Saturday this year. So Christmas Eve being Friday, I didn't want to stream naturally on a Friday night on Christmas Eve because that's a special day for a great many people naturally, including myself and family and all that fun stuff. So we'll be doing it again for the following week as well too, Thursday next week as well too, and then we'll be back to the normal schedule going into 2022. So think of it as Happy New Year's. A New Year's Eve stream will be next week around this time, which is pretty awesome. But great to see you guys on here right now. Again, we've got a packed house. I've got a regular review for you tonight as well. No hostess, no hostess with the mostess. No, in terms of learning how to open up boxes, I think you guys know that ad nauseum from me throughout the year. You guys should all be pros at that right now. Hopefully you're educating the masses so they know how to do it as well. And let's see who else we've got in here right now. Let's see here. Jay, I apologize in advance. The Mariah Carey jokes, no doubt for sure. Have you guys been taking up on the Mariah Carey menu? Have you been doing the Mariah menu at McDonald's at all this last week or so? I've been going here and there for a few different things, but I think there were 2 days where they actually had like a shirt and some type of beanie or something like that they were giving away, whatever it was. Max says he's terrified of thunder and lightnings. Fortunately, there's no thunder and lightning, but just a lot of heavy rain. There's a lot of flooding going on outside my place here right now, and it's been pretty crazy. But I love it. I love this weather. It really feels like a holiday situation, which is actually going to be the first time in a long time we actually have rain or some type of snow, something similar, on Christmas Eve in that time frame, including Christmas Day. It's going to be raining all weekend, so this should be pretty cool. Be careful out there if you guys are driving naturally. John Chern, ABC Interview and Career Prep. Thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thank you. And shout out to each and every one of you, Bus. Thank you so much for that. Definitely going to try and stay as dry as possible today. Not so much. But I'm definitely in for the night, and I'm definitely not going out anywhere. Robert H. jumping in with the Super Chat donation as well. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you there. We've got the drink in there as well too, and unfortunately it is nothing more crazy than just a little bit of warm water, to be honest, just to kind of keep my throat going here. I'm going to be doing a lot of talking this hour. But thank you so much. I appreciate that greatly. Of course, you guys are all official sponsors of the channel down below. You guys will find that naturally as the replay goes live, which incidentally, just so you guys know, you're going to have content every single day starting tomorrow all the way through Monday. And if you remember last week, I mentioned I was going to be doing my top 10 food reviews. Naturally, I was going to save that actually for today and we'd be able to talk about it tonight. I figured right up on the holiday, let me finish Christmas, let that, get that out of the way. And then this next week is when you're going to start seeing all of those lists from a lot of other people as well, I'm sure. I figured, you know what, let's do it as a premiere on Monday at noon. So that's going to be the capper to see my personal top 10 reviews of 2021. I'll be on there chatting away with you guys. The video is so far looking between about 12-13 minutes on average. So it'll be enough time to kind of chat away and do those fun things as well. So Monday, Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. It'll be a lot of fun. Definitely interacting with you guys on the chat there as well. So looking forward to that. Erna, super chat donation. Thank you so much. Last Christmas came out on December 3rd, 1984. Craziness. It's been like 5 years, you were saying, since George Michael left us. And that has just been crazy to think about. But actually, timeless music. It's all about timeless music. Let's see here. No hostess, Annette. Yes. I'm definitely good. I just can't do any more of it. I'm going to be bringing those snowballs that I did last week, though, to my sisters because I'm hearing my niece likes those. So I'm actually going to be bringing those over. So just in case you're watching this right now, sis, I haven't forgotten for sure. I've been very busy helping my sister get set up in her new place, as you guys may have remembered from last week. So pretty much everything is ready to go. Just a couple little knickknacks here and there that she needs to get taken care of, but everything is looking pretty nice. Looking forward to posting up some pics of the Wonder Pup Winston. You'll see a few things on Christmas Day, if not Christmas Eve, late at night, possibly. Most likely next time in the next day. Louisville fan, thank you so much for subscribing. 1980, I appreciate that. All the activity on the channel, you're going to see that throughout the hour here as things pop up. And of course, your names are going to be there in lights. So thank you so much for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. Without a doubt. It's appreciated from you guys. Larry Nguyen, will you get me a PS5 for Christmas? I don't think I can't even get a PS5 personally. They're nowhere to be found, even if I wanted to get one right now. It's still a year later a problem, which is pretty crazy. It really is. Let's see, who else do we have here in the chat? Maureen Descatato, thanks so much for jumping on. Lord Darkside in the house as well. Hopefully you guys are in the holiday spirit because it is definitely up on us here as of like tomorrow. It's going to be pretty crazy. And if you've got the weather to match, that's even better, right? So good deal. Definitely good deal. Let's see here. So we've got Armin Baron Gaming and Films. Great to see you. It's been a minute. Thanks so much for jumping on. Let's see. Will you change the light and background after the holidays? Yes, we're going to be going back to normal. Haven't decided on a color just yet, but I may just kind of jump back in with the blue. I like blue. Blue's my favorite color, so we'll probably go with that. With those bulbs that I've got there. And I think I saw something with Trav Tries. I don't know if Trav is on here just yet. Yes, Trav Tries is there. There we go. I appreciate you jumping on, Trav. I'm glad you dug the gingerbread goodies. I appreciate sending those to you guys. There's a bunch of you guys who have actually been sending me direct messages that you've received those. Spreading the holiday cheer. It was a lot of fun. I put a bunch of names into the hat and I shook them around and I'm like, I only have a few of these. Let me see what I'm going to pull in there as well. And you guys, and obviously you rank with me because I love you guys and I appreciate it. So all of you guys who have who've sent me some messages about that there. I think I saw something new actually today from Big Ben over there. Shout outs to you as well. Doing it big over there. A lot of great content. And of course, Trav. And Ken Dahman, KBD Productions TV, and you'll see a couple of others, if not maybe 2 or 3 more. I have a feeling, just because I've seen pictures of them holding the little package up right there. So good times, definitely good times. Let's see here. Great to have everybody in here. Mid-Michigan guy, got an inch of snow in Michigan this afternoon, but today it's going to be in 40s. Wow, so it will melt, but even still, that's cold. This is like the holiday weather. I mean, this is what it should be in December, right? This is how it should be. Which is awesome. All right, shooting down the line to try and catch up just a bit. Just a few more hours until I'm at your new place, Lord Darkside in Florida. Nice, that's right. Congratulations. That's a nice way to cap off the year and then begin the new year in a new spot for you. That's pretty awesome. Erna, what are your thoughts on George Michael's passing away right around Christmas Day? You know, it almost seems like a little coincidental at the same time, considering the Christmas, hit that he's got there as well. But if anything makes you wonder, make you go, I mean, that's definitely something. It's really something. It really is. Have you seen sorry, I'm kind of late again. No worries. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's all good. Jane Epper, I threw my Mariah Xmas CD into the fireplace and microwaved my free Big Mac. That's awesome. You know, I actually got the free Big Mac on the first day, but I didn't eat it. I brought it home, and like 2 or 3 days later, I'm like, nah. I'm not really a fan of that anyway, so of the Big Mac. It's okay. The Grand Mac was pretty awesome, and obviously if they make it with fresh beef, I would definitely love to check that out. I think I've talked about that a bunch of times. So we'll have to see if they do that. Drew, do the Mountain Dew gingerbread giveaway and mint Twinkies too. Those mint Twinkies are history, and so is the gingerbread Mountain Dew. Definitely no bueno. No bueno. And speaking of, I guess, food and reviews and all that fun stuff there, just to bring up those, I told you guys it was going to be a little bit of a biggie this past week with the Papa John situation there. I've known about that for a minute, so that was definitely fun to check out. The New York style crust pizza. Lots of good times there. Essentially, it really kind of, in looking at it in hindsight, it's like a rebranded Shack, but without the, you know, the puffiness, the way that it's got. New York style pizza is typically in that thinner range between thin crust and like their standard, you know, pizza crust. So really cool the way it came out. It was fun to do, definitely. I wanted to get it with sausage, and it was a definitely lovely situation. So definitely hats off to Papa John's with that one. I believe it goes live everywhere on the 27th, and the early access is now. So you guys should have already been able to scoop that up. Naturally, we've got the brisket chili walking taco. Interesting situation with that one too, from Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Not enough meat, and looking at that one in hindsight, for $9 for that, but it was fun to check out. They skimped out on the green onion though for me though, so I didn't have that little color that I really wanted to have to kind of make that thumbnail a little bit better than I think it was. But it is what it is. And to round this one out here as well, Wendy's new hot and crispy fries. You guys have been asking me for a long time, a few of you guys, and I decided to, you know, just to go on out and knock that one out quickly there, and I'm very glad that I did. Again, I love you guys greatly. I apologize for waiting as long as I did to do those. It was very, very tasty, and I gotta say, of course, it goes amazing with ranch. The fries are pretty awesome. You can really taste the difference, I think, because of just how ultra fresh it was. I mean, naturally, it was just really, really well put together. I gotta tell you, really, really well put together. So glad to do that one for you as well. And then we have a little bit of a pivot in the schedule of something that should have been out today that you will see actually probably over the weekend, the way that I have it set up naturally, because tomorrow is going to be something that I have a feeling you may know it's coming from a certain fast food location. This replay will be actually on Saturday, and then you'll have the review that I wanted to do today will be out on Sunday. And then we'll finish it out with the top 10 on Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as a premiere, guaranteed as well for you. So you guys, you have content all throughout the holiday weekend into Monday, which is going to be pretty cool. So very excited to put that out for you. I've been very busy with other things on top of that. There's a few other really, really big things that are going to be coming, so you have a lot to look forward to here on the channel. So if you haven't subscribed just yet, you need to be doing that down below. Hit that red button down over there. Make sure you hit the bell so you're notified of brand new content that comes out every single week. So lots of fun stuff to look out for sure. All right, so let me catch up here on the chat one more time, and we'll get into the review in just a second. Annette, double quarter pounder with cheese is where it's at. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And actually, I had a quarter pounder today because I had about 4,000, actually 3,500 or 4,000 plus points that were expiring from my McDonald's app. I have like over 13,000 points because I don't really use it that much. I just keep buying my drinks and my holiday pies and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get a quarter pounder today. And that's what I did, a quarter pounder with cheese. It was free. I bought the dollar drinks. It was like $1.10 for me, and I was good to go. So it was a good situation with that. Let's see here. All right, let me shoot up to where, see if I can try and see if there's any questions being asked of me. Annette here, can you get me a 2021 BMW for Christmas? Well, let me see if Hot Wheels makes one of those. I'm sure they do. In fact, Mi Familia, Mr. Jimmy, is probably going to confirm that for me if he's here in the chat. I haven't seen if he is or not, but yeah, we'll have to see about that. Let's see, Lord Darkside, just a few more hours, so he's back in Florida. Okay, we're getting caught up. Here we go. All right, here we go. I think I'm going to shoot on down this way. Terry Lim, if you had to do Christmas dinner fast food only, what would be your meal? Pick any mix and match. You know, for me, it would be very easy. I'd go for a family meal at El Pollo Loco with mac and cheese and Probably either some black beans or mashed potato with gravy, honestly. I mean, I love Pollo Loco chicken, and that's really kind of like a good staple of my diet, because when I'm not doing my regular reviews, which I only take a few bites of and take the protein out of, I'm usually doing some other lean stuff there as well. But once in a while, I like to trip and have a little bit of a, fun at fast food joints, as all of you guys do as well. But I'd probably have to say that because it's a full-fledged meal over at Pollo, and they typically have like soup and something to go with, tortillas. So hopefully that does it for you, Terry, because it would do it for me personally. Have you seen it? Did you know that Taco Bell actually dropped 5 to 9 new items today? Yes, I did actually, and you will see one very soon. Absolutely. Let's see, Max, what's going on? Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. That's awesome. That's awesome. I appreciate you doing that. Everybody should. Sammy, heard the new Wendy's sandwich coming up good. Cool. Looks good. Cool. I have to, looking forward to whatever they've got going on. I'm really glad Wendy's this past year has had some pretty solid stuff that's stuck on the menu. The bourbon bacon, the big bacon cheddar. Those things seem to be really doing well for them, which is awesome. Let's see. Annette says, all we want for Christmas is me eating Subway. Oh, wow. I hate to disappoint you yet again this year. Oh, it's terrible. Terrible. But, if we do hit those milestones, I'm not going to say it's completely out of the question, just for the immediate future, possibly. Let's see. Drew, Papa John's is finally open. Now you can review their stuff. Excellent. That's awesome. Good stuff there. I dig me some Papa John's. Hashtag unsponsored. Erna, Princeton 2016. Yes, I know. It's terrible. Terry Lim, I can't answer what I got for Christmas here on the stream because they're going to be watching. People are watching this. It'll all be known, actually, very, very soon. Yes, Armando, crispy chicken wings are coming January 6th, ironically, for 1 week only, which is very strange. So those things are probably going to blow out super fast, and you have every reason to make sure you're there to get them, because I'm sure they're going to be freaking delicious, as I remember doing them on the test market about a year or so ago. So absolutely. You need to be jumping over to Taco Bell on that time frame and grab those wings. I know everyone's going to be running and throwing up a review that same day, like hours later, most likely, with those things. So really, really good stuff. I'm glad they're doing that. But why 1 week only? I mean, maybe the initial response, they want to see if it's like a complete like craziness. They probably have a backup to keep it going. But if anything, that's kind of building the hype instantly. So if you're worried about them selling out, there's a reason why they're doing it for a week only. And just to let you know, I know nothing about what that plan is, honestly. I'm assuming it. Definitely get there early if you're looking to get those, because I had a lot of fun checking those out, and those things are really good. Pretty meaty as well on top of that. So be curious to see if they have that sauce that I tried it at the time there. Forgot which one it was, but it had like a little something extra to it with the ranchiness there. So really, really good stuff for sure. Ben Nguyen, do you think Taco Bell should use the box like $5 craving for the Mexican pizza? Yes, and probably when we see that return, you'll see like a promo or something along those lines. But I got to be honest though, Ben, a lot of the boxes coming out and really are like $6 or $7 now mostly. They seem to be going up. I mean, the way things are going. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to be with that, but yes, I would like to see a promo, and naturally with the return of that, they're going to capitalize as much as possible and build the hype, so we'll have to see in there as well. And that with the walking taco emoji, that's what I did, absolutely. Let's see, Terry Lim, they paid you. Maureen Descatado, Ian's wife Carol is real. Look at the cruise trip video. She showed her face before the review. Yes, that is right. For those of you wondering, inquiring minds want to know, that's where you can find those early videos when we went on our cruise, actually. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun doing that, for sure. BK is the original chicken sandwich, I think is what Sammy is saying there. All right, I'm going on down the line. Larry Nguyen, yes, I'm seeing comments for sure. What you're seeing on the screen is a little different than mine, even though it's more or less one for one. It seems to be so far from what I'm seeing here. Terry Lim, I should do another channel on fast food and their stock prices. That may go by quickly. I don't know how the growth on that channel would be after a while, for sure. Terry Lim, any thoughts on the Jack in the Box buying Del Taco? Definitely an interesting thing, because it's going to pretty much build out, I think, the menu across the board. Del Taco, they have a lot of really, really tasty fast food goodness in the vein of Taco Bell, but not quite. I think their chicken's a little bit better personally. But some of the things they've got, they're a little bit of everything, which I think matches up with Jack, because Jack, if you look at their menu, they're a little bit of everything as well too. It's all over the place. So I think in terms of profit sharing, in terms of, you know, putting their heads together for marketing and kind of pushing their agendas forward, I think it's going to be pretty good. And we'll have to see what happens, as long as they you know, don't kind of like close stores down and things like that, because they're two separate entities. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Armando, Carl's Jr. should go do Beyond Chicken Tenders for next year. My guess is that's probably going to be one of the next things, honestly. It's so funny that you say that, because that seems to be getting more play lately. The chicken nuggets, the Beyond Nuggets. We may see some of those things down the road, even though KFC has done that before. Obviously, in the past, I remember reviewing that. Tenders, I think, are kind of like the next thing when it comes to stuff like that. So from your lips and my lips to hopefully the powers that be that hear this, we'll see what happens there. Amy Grant, yes, I think she sings that song, "Baby, Baby," dun, 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 I think, so to speak. Let's see. All right, going down the line. I think I'm almost kind of caught towards the bottom here. Phil Sue, the best fast food wings, in my opinion, were the Mighty Wings at McDonald's. Agreed. I love those. And when they came back a second time, even though they were a little bit more expensive, definitely, I really enjoyed those. Absolutely. Yes, they were expensive, but tasty, though. Tasty. And naturally, when you want some wings and you want something quick, that was really one of the only games in town that really do that. You don't see a lot of wing joints fast food wise that actually offer like that. And honestly, I'm really kind of addicted to the Wingstop thighs, the bone-in wings. Those things are delicious. I mean, I get those literally. The lemon pepper is my favorite one. It's like a main one. And I actually, this past time, I got 2 lemon pepper and 1 of the orange Szechuan that I reviewed, because I like that as well as like orange chicken. But I love just the lemon pepper. I love it. It's just really, really good. All right, going down the line. Sammy, can you imagine an Impossible Baconator for Wendy's? Yes, I could actually. I could, because considering all the other goodness on that burger, I would absolutely agree with that. I think that'd be pretty tasty. It'd be really, really good. Doris fan says McDonald's wings were trash. Which, the first time or the second time? Because the first time around, I really enjoyed those. I reviewed those a few times, actually. Almost kind of like the, oh God, the McRib. I think it was like 2 or 3 times or something like that. So something along those lines. Speaking of trash, and I don't mean to kind of bring down the chat just a little bit here, but has anyone watched the Matrix Resurrections yet? I watched that last night, and curious to hear what you guys think about it, being that I kind of like segued right into that there. Armando, best food review. Oh wow, I couldn't tell you for sure, because it changes all the time, and considering I have a new top 10 list coming up, I can't really talk too much about it. But you'll definitely be able to see all about that on Monday, and let me know if you agree. 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. E Noel, what's going on, big sis? I appreciate you jumping on. Hello, hello. Hopefully you're staying warm, and Winston the Wonder Pup is staying warm as well. If you have me up on your TV, give me a thumbs up, let me know. This is live in effect, or if you're watching the replay, it is live for you right now. Let's see. Terry Lim, do you eat extra healthy or work out after your reviews? It's tough eating for fast food in your 40s. Yes, it is, but it's all about that balance situation. It's all about balance. And considering everything we're going through right now as a people in the world, because of what's circulating around the world still, it's all a matter of just trying to maintain the balance, maintain that, you know, the mental aspect of it as well, and really keep it going in there. Jay Nepper jumping in with the super chat donation. Wow, Jay, I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Much love and salutations to you always. I greatly appreciate the help. I can tell you, support means a great deal. It really does, for sure. But Terry, yes, it's a matter of, like I said, balance. Whenever you see me do my reviews, it's usually about 3-4 bites tops, depending upon what this one thing is, or if I kind of have that factored into what my day's eating is going to be. And then I usually take the protein out of whatever I'm using, and then use it for something else. So 9 times out of 10, I don't usually go for combos. I'm not really into getting stuff like that. I think it's just extra calories you don't need, because it's the main item that you're reviewing typically, regardless of the value. Because I usually say that sometimes I'll buy like the sandwich for $5 or $6, and if the combo is $7.99 or $6.99, I'm still going to buy the sandwich by itself, because I don't want to eat the fries. I don't want to eat all of this stuff. So it's keeping it diligent, Terry, and just having that schedule and making sure you don't eat too late, nothing too crazy, before you go to sleep. For sure. Yes, James Morrison, Ghostbusters Afterlife, dropping February 1st on Blu-ray. Very much excited to see that. I enjoyed that movie. I thought it was really good. I mean, it was a retread of the first one. Not to spoil anything for you guys, because I think you should know by now. But it was definitely definitely pretty solid. It really was. And I appreciate the donation from Jane Epper, getting caught up over here. Spend it on your Subway reviews. Well, I can't do the Mariah menu anymore. So what am I gonna do, Jay? What am I gonna do? That's so funny. A bit tongue-in-cheek, especially the Warner Brothers joke. Yes, it was a little over-the-top meta, and honestly, I felt like Keanu Reeves was just sleepwalking through it. His acting in this movie, it was the same expression all throughout the movie, with the exception of certain fight sequences. But other than that, it's this blank stare, very monotone. It's just like he was very disinterested to be in it. I got to be honest, it really felt like that. It was really pulling me out of that there. Plus, it was really no need for it. I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully, they'll make something else, and maybe they'll build off of this one to do something else. I'm not going to say who the bad guy is or anything like that, but they made some real drastic changes using the same names of characters that we know, which was just a little odd. So it is what it is, but we'll see if it makes money. It seemed like it wasn't like as high of a budget with certain things. It wasn't as lush feeling as the first three. I mean, the first three were just crazy in terms of the budget in every scene. This one had like a lot of certain scenes that had like really, really awesome effects. And then there was a whole bunch of people talking. There's a lot of exposition, a lot of stuff like they were on soundstage stuff. So for me, I couldn't really get into it too well. I mean, it was okay. It wasn't horrible, but it definitely was not as good as the others as far as I'm concerned. The first one obviously is the best. I mean, you really can't beat that for sure. Tulsu, Matrix Reactions was a cheap knockoff of the original. Lots of cringy moments. Yes, it was, like I said, Keanu, it just looked very much out of place in this movie, even though he was the guy, the one in the movie. I just wish he didn't look like John Wick in every movie that he's in, because I really wanted to see the younger version of him with the haircut. It's like we're watching, I guess maybe he was shooting them concurrently, maybe, and they had a contract, they can't cut the hair. I don't know. It was a little weird, because obviously there are scenes where he doesn't have that situation going on. So I don't know. Dom's World, Halloween Kills comes out on Blu-ray on January 11th. Yes, I still haven't watched the extended version of it, though. I definitely want to check out what that ending is as well. Terry Lim, Animatrix was amazing. That cartoon one from back in the day, I remember it. Definitely pretty cool. J Loomis 7, what's going on? Review water like Review Bot tried once, and from Starbucks. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Sammy, I swear fast food's like this. Hey, if you get a drink size, they'll lower the price for you, and then if you get more burgers, you'd get another one. That's possibility. Possibility. All right. And Jay, yes, Matrix last night, definitely a snoozer to the last quarter of the film. Yeah, when Trinity finally does what she needs to do, it was definitely, from that point on, it wasn't bad. But like I said, the story was just a little too on the nose with some things there. It is what it is. Erna, do you know Surface the First Time? I know the name, but I don't hear the tune in my head just yet with that, to be honest. Yes, have you seen it? Did you see Spider-Man No Way Home yet? Yes, I did, absolutely. What did you think of it and stuff? I thought it was fun. Definitely a fun movie. I wasn't like blown away by it, but it was good. I mean, I love seeing the old villains. I love seeing them interact. I love seeing just that whole connection with everything. But the overall, just okay. It was just okay. I think the hype was just so deafening with it that when I saw it, I was like, okay, it's definitely better than the last one. I think out of the three of them, I probably like it the best because it's more closely knit with the other versions of Spider-Man that we've seen from back in the day. But I'm not going to blow any surprises or anything in case anyone hasn't seen it yet. But there were some really, really awesome moments in it. I mean, the action was really very well done, and just the overall story was pretty cool, I thought as well. And plus, the after credit scenes were pretty awesome too. So, I mean, I enjoyed it. I mean, is it overhyped? Absolutely, as far as I'm concerned. Is it the best Spider-Man movie ever? I'm not really a super fan of Iron Man Spidey in this trilogy. I like the suit, it's okay, but I think I'm more of a fan of, well, the original one. It's got a special place in my heart because of Tobey Maguire, and it was the first time we saw it on the silver screen in the way that it was. But the eyes and the look of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is probably my favorite out of all three of them, to be honest, because of just his physique. He was very much like, Spider-Man, the way he looked. I mean, just the long, lanky, just the poses. They did a lot of glamour shots with that, and plus the fact that the white eyes were so large, really kind of made it the Amazing Spider-Man the way that, you know, the comic book was. So I enjoyed, I think, that second suit. But I liked the movie. I thought No Way Home was pretty great. It really was. Let's see here, going down the line. Jay Loomis, have you ever talked to Dame about a collab? That'd be epic. Nothing recently, but I have chatted in the past with Dame. He's definitely a good dude, for sure. Definitely a good dude. All right, so you guys ready for this review? I think we're almost ready for it here right now. If you're ready for this review, give me a Christmas tree here in the chat, and I'm actually going to hit the be right back button here real quick because I want to go grab these really quickly here for you as well, keeping things warm for a reason. Let's see, Jessica Pidioni, I think that says there. Merry Christmas, people. I'm friends with Ken, aka KPD Productions TV. Cool, very cool. Thanks so much for jumping on, Jessica. I appreciate you. And yes, Ken is a very cool guy, for sure, as you know. That's awesome. Really, really good stuff. All right, hang on real quick, guys. I'm going to swing over and stand by for just a quick second, less than 20 seconds. Or so. And if any of you guys are going to start counting down here in the chat, I'm going to laugh if I come back and I see that, just so you know. So I'm going to say 20 seconds starting now. Hang on. All right, we are back, and it looks like Terry started it up, huh? Terry Lim, someone keep it going. And then we have Emily trying to jump in there as well, too. You guys are horrible. You think I was going to be late. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Fortunately, there's a little bit of a delay here, about 10 seconds or so. So I'm seeing you guys count down here on the screen, which is hilarious. But I'm not going to put it past you. I'm not going to hold you to it, actually, but I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate the good fun. Good times indeed. Okay, so guys, a little quick holiday treat that I wanted to do for you guys here tonight, because I actually reviewed something similar to this. And the ironic thing is, when I did this the first time, it was called one thing. And then it became, oh, Emily's jumping on here right now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Boom! There we go. I guess you have to get it out of your system. I get it. I get it. That's awesome. That is so awesome. So anyway, I reviewed what we are about to see right now the first time when it was called something else. And now that it's actually back on the menu, I was like, okay, they're calling it what it actually is covered in. And I was like blown away by, okay, why don't they just call it the regular thing? It's so much easier to say. So without further ado, we're going to be taking a look at something from Jack in the Box. You guys all know Jack, good old Jack, who just purchased Del Taco. And these are smelling really nice because they are very warm right now on top of it. Boom goes the dynamite. That's right. Freak eating in the house. You already know, Jay Loomis. Philsu, donut holes, yes. I wanted to actually go for something like this, and believe me, trying to go get these right before the stream when it was pounding rain outside, which it actually still is right now. You can kind of see through my window here. Take a look at this on the, oh, we almost lost one right there. Just to be on the safe side, hang on. All right. For those of you who don't know, Jack is a little bit of everything that we were saying earlier, and once in a while they come out with some really tasty little treats like this. And I gotta say, this is definitely something that I really feel like going in on right now, because I really am hankering for a donut lately. So thought I'd give a shot and see if we can give this one a go. Critical East Japan, what's going out? What's going on? What's going out? What's going on? Jack Frost. There you go. We're staying frosty actually with some warm donut holes. So basically, it's exactly what you'd expect it to be. It is a warm donut doused in cinnamon sugar. And this is what they look like. See if we can focus that in. Nicely coated. Wow, that rain is really coming down outside. That is just crazy right now. All right, and these are nice and warm. I actually had these just in the oven. The oven is off, obviously. I wanted to give these a shot again to see if they're as good as I remember from back in the day, which actually I want to say was maybe about a year ago, I think, at this point. Maybe a little bit sooner, possibly. These have come back before and then they disappeared, but for some reason now they're officially called cinnamon sugar donut holes, or donuts, or donut holes, I guess, here. So let's give it a shot from Jack in the Box here on the West Coast in the middle of a pounding rainstorm right now. Peep This Out reviews. Let's do it. Oh. Tasty. It's cinnamon sugar. Yes. It's a yeasty type of donut inside, but it's cakey and very, very rich in terms of that there. The cinnamon sugar, and I shook these around just a little bit as well too. Very nicely done on this. And guys, 4 for $1. Not bad. A quarter a piece. Satisfying the itch right now. Definitely. Naturally 8 for $2 if you want to do that. Man. Let me grab one more. I really like the quality of the cinnamon sugar. They really did a nice job. Wow, with the amount of that's in here right now. I'm just noticing this more on the bottom. Needs chocolate dipping sauce. Yes, that would be something else right there. But look at that. If they bring these back again, that would be a suggestion. I really like the idea of that, a chocolate dipping sauce of some type in there as well too there. A 4 spot of these is 200 calories. So it's not bad, you know, considering for something that's kind of like a little treat. But wow, there's a lot of cinnamon and sugar in this here. And again, keep showing it to you. It's the holiday time. It's when these things actually taste the best. Or if you're up late editing and you have a 24-hour spot, which I know Drew's Food Reviews likes to do once in a while. It's been a minute since he's done that. But that's definitely something fun to do, donut-wise anyway. Let's go for another one. Terry Lim, get some milk, call it a day. Oh, wow. These things are so good. They're not oily at all. But the richness of the cake on the inside of this, it's not like a hollow, like a generic style, like donut hole, where you bite into them and there's like a lot of air on the inside. These are loaded. As you can see here, it's just like I remember when I reviewed them the first time. And the quality is really, really nice on this, guys. You can't fade the fact that cinnamon sugar, that combination is timeless. It goes with a lot of different desserts. What are some of your favorite cinnamon sugar type of things? You like cinnamon sugar cookies? You know, let's light up the chat window over here with a few things. What are some of the things that you like to go in on when it comes to cinnamon sugar? Because they go amazing on donut holes. They really do. Terry Lim, Oreo shake is bomb. That I haven't tried, but I've tried it from BK though. That actually is pretty good too. Let's see here. Those are Taco Bell. Cinnamon donuts are better, but I give Jack in the Box. You know, actually somebody commented a while back about the Captain Crunch Bites, which they wanted to see actually return. As I would actually like to see that as well, to be honest. The Hills, churros, yes. Churros, absolutely. They actually had mini churros recently, and I almost did a review of those, but I figured it was just a churro at the same time. But I probably should have. If I do see those back again, I'll probably end up doing that just to have it on the channel. But churros, without a doubt, that's actually the main thing that when I think of cinnamon sugar, churros obviously come to mind. Donut holes come to mind. It is definitely good stuff. Missy Smith, you must be ready for Christmas, ENK. Are you? Yes, I am definitely ready. I cannot wait to have all the good grub and spend some time with the family. Absolutely. My sister up at her new place. I'm very much looking forward to that. For sure. Larry Nguyen, will I try El Pollo Loco Pizzoli? You know, we'll have to see about that, Larry. I've seen that on the menu, actually. It's a holiday thing, naturally, kind of like tamales, for sure. Ben Nguyen, I remember churros from Jack. They have chocolate inside, crunchy on the outside. You know, we really need some type of dipping sauce. You know, it would have been nice to have that. Something different, at least, you know, at the same time. But at the same time, on top of that, even cinnamon sugar on its own is definitely going to be pretty tasty. So one last time, I'll show this to you. I'm going to save these two for the wifey so she can try them. But nicely done. This one has just a little bit of cinnamon sugar on there. There you go. A little bit more on that side. They're made very nicely, guys. Really, they're not very oily, not greasy at all. It's got that classic donut hole flavor, and the cinnamon sugar is done very well on this. 4 for $1. You know, you can't really fade it. Pretty solid. So, I mean, overall, I think based upon my experience, because I was keeping these warm and they're still holding their composure pretty well, I'm going to go a solid 8.8 out of 10. A couple of snowmen for this one here. Definitely really, really tasty in terms of the overall quality on these guys. Definitely, if you have a Jack in the area, these should really just be a no-brainer when you see these on the menu. I mean, 4 for $1, why not just to try it? They're tasty, they have just the right amount of sweetness, and like I said, they're cakey on the inside with that cinnamon sugar hit that you're probably looking for. If you're a fan of cinnamon sugar like I am, you already know these are going to satisfy. So tasty stuff on these, definitely tasty stuff. Pretty curious to see what I actually gave the rating the first time around, but the size is pretty good. When I look at these, actually, I kind of remember they're roughly maybe about the same size, maybe just a little bit smaller now that I think about it. The first ones that I did actually, there's actually a group from Del Taco that I did, which you should take a look at on my channel as well too. That actually was really, really tasty. I think they came out first, and I think it was Jack after that came out with their version of it. So now they're together as one company. Who knew? Who knew? All right. Let's see here. Dom's Roll, they look good, absolutely. Caramel dipping sauce, caramel dipping sauce from Lord Darkside, definitely that would be good as well. I'm not really a super caramel fan, but chocolate dipping sauce, I mean, absolutely, absolutely. Let's see here. Also, favorite dessert Jack in the Box is the Oreo shake with their chocolate Oreo. Okay, yeah, the overload cake. You know, I almost reviewed that, believe it or not. It was actually available as one of the freebies. If you buy something else, you can get like a dessert. And I thought about doing that actually, but you know, the desserts I'm a little on the fence with because I've done a few things in the past. I had like this strawberry dulce de leche pie or some other thing that I did way back in the day where you get it and it's like the size of like, you know, an ice cube. It's really small, but you know, it is what it is. All right, sugar, cinnamon and sugar apple pie. That sounds pretty awesome, Drew. I'm down with that. I'm definitely down with that for sure. Motown's Hitman, Rams or Chargers? Wow, that's a tough one right there. That's a tough one. I know very little about each, but I know the teams. I know in the past I've actually been a fan of the Rams from back in the day, so the Chargers, the new versions of them, naturally, I don't really know too much. I'd probably have to err on the side of the Rams for now. Only because of that reason. Terry Lim, are you a Krispy Kreme fan? It was cool of them giving away free glazed donuts, proof of vaccination. Yes, actually, I do like Krispy Kreme, but they're just not super local to me. There's one out closer to where my mom lives, further on out east from me here. And there's one on the other side of town completely. But it's not right around the way. Once in a while, I do make it out that way naturally, and that's usually when you'll see the reviews on my channel for certain things, which I have done in the past. I do have a Krispy Kreme playlist. But it's not super extensive for that reason. But I dig me some Krispy Kreme, okay? I definitely dig me some Krispy Kreme. Let's see here. Misty Smith, awesome. Ready for Christmas too. Can't wait to have all the goods for Christmas because, you know, it's that time of giving and sharing and being good for Christmas. Yes, I agree, Misty. Absolutely. It's all about family togetherness and just being thankful for making it through another year and starting off a new one as best as we possibly can. Always be thankful for what you have, what you don't, all the usual things, you know, not what you don't. So it's all a matter of that there, but I agree with you completely. I agree with you completely. Let's see, what else do we have on here? Let's see, Wish McGee's holiday pie was available year round, but then it wouldn't be called a holiday pie, actually, Chow Sauce, if that was the case. What would they call it? It's actually the best around this time of the year. And actually it gives me something to look forward to. A lot of people say the same thing about the McRib. It should be a year-round thing. But it just kind of, you know, you take it away, you bring it back, it becomes an event. It's something that's really tasty. I look forward to that. Terry Lim, do you have an Excel spreadsheet with all your reviews from over the years? Actually, I do not know. I have all of my reviews separately off on a separate hard drive. I have all that stuff saved, all my, you know, all my timelines, everything for building my content. So if I ever wanted to go back and go to the actual edited version and actually make another video or do something to it, I can. But no Excel spreadsheet, nothing like that. But a bunch of hard drives lined up in terms of my content with things for sure. Let's see here. I saw one thing on here. Motown Man, I'm having a Jewish Christmas dinner at my favorite Chinese restaurant. There you go. You're doing the Christmas story thing. That's pretty awesome. Mr. Jimmy, what it do? Mi familia. For the viewers, pizza or burrito? Use an emoji. All right, let's see what comes up here. So I can already see a few things over here. Pizza for Minette. Mine would be a pizza, okay, if I was going to do that. I think you know that by now. There we go. We got pizza, absolutely. There you go. Mr. Jimmy's doing a burrito. Okay. I like them. It's a hard decision, but I'm a super fan of pizza. I can have that anytime. I'm always down with it tomorrow. Jay Loomis, I work tomorrow and I'm picking up a dozen of Krispy Kremes for coworkers tomorrow. Cool. I think they have that promo where it's like, I think $1 you get a dozen for when you buy a dozen, something like that, expires on the 24th. I think I saw something in my email about that today. So I have to see. Larry Nguyen, McDonald's apple pies are horrible. I wouldn't say horrible. They're just okay for me. They're baked naturally too there, but I don't really get those pies too often. I mean, I've reviewed a whole bunch of things in the past, but it's usually the promo stuff. So for me, most of you guys know I like pumpkin pie. So their pumpkin and cream pie is pretty awesome. And on the holiday pie, obviously, as well. But, you know, any of the pies over at Popeyes, because they're fried, I mean, those are pretty awesome as well. So good stuff all around there. ScottRush.com, wrapping gifts for the kids. Nothing can top that. There you go. There you go. Very nice. A lot of people are going to be doing that the night before if you're waiting to the very end to do those things. Thilsu, Popeye's apple pie are more like the original apple pie from McDonald's. Yes, because they are fried. Good stuff all around. Pizza burrito. Maureen Descatato. I'd be curious to try that. I think they call that a calzone. I think a calzone is the Italian burrito. Or a stromboli is an Italian burrito. Come at me with it. Fight me. Tell me it isn't. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, pumpkin pie is the bomb. Also, you already know. Prefer firm pumpkin pie as well. McDonald's used to be too. Crispy Critical Eats. What's in the holiday pie? We've got the beef stew. Wow, I'd be curious to try that over out your way there, Paul. Holiday pie is a sugar cookie pastry crust with vanilla custard inside of it, and it has like a dusting, like a sugar type dusting outside of it with colored sprinkles, and it's awesome. I mean, it's buttery, it's rich, and it is just very tasty. I mean, that's literally for me like a 4-biter. I mean, whenever I get those things. And right now here in the States, you can get, like, when you spend $1, you can get a free cookie or pie, and those things, they go quickly. So whenever I see that, you know, naturally, I'll probably end up getting one tomorrow, I have a feeling, on Christmas Eve, because it just makes sense. But it's really good, really good. If you have an opportunity, Paul, if you see that, for sure. But it's got to be a sugar cookie crust with that vanilla custard. It just, the combination is just so primo. I've reviewed that a couple of times, actually, on my channel. Most recently, actually, I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago, give or take, for the 2021 version of that, which was actually me standing outside of a McDonald's, sitting up with my stuff propped. I had a little bit of an audience watching me do that, which was kind of funny. Let's see. Haven't been to Langer's to try the pastrami sandwich, Motown. I'd like to, though. It's not far from here either, in Pasadena. I would like to check that out. Let's see. Ben Nguyen, everyone know if Carl's Jr. is testing pepperoni fries in Southern California until today. It's never released. I've never seen that. Never seen that, Ben. Absolutely. I have my feelers out for a lot of different things, and I have not heard that. I have not heard that at all. Let's see. Black Saw Hex, Johnny Hex. Are you a fan of bacon cheeseburger? Absolutely. Both of those things, bacon and cheeseburgers. I love all that stuff once in a while. Absolutely. I love reviewing burgers. They usually rank very high in terms of, you know, the goodness there, as long as they're made well. I mean, especially Wendy's doing the fresh beef stuff for fast food. It's always very good. Always very good. Terry Lim, definitely a fan of Trader Joe's, Albertsons. Not so much Whole Foods, but out of the three, mostly we go to Trader Joe's the most. Jackie Hero Food Reviews, what it do? Wish we had the holiday pie here. Sounds and looks good. Jackie, it's bomb. It really is bomb. Butteriness, the crust of that sugar cookie goodness, the pastry. It's baked, so I think that's what lends towards that cookie-like, you know, crunch that you get from it when you bite into it. And they have those little slits on the very top, so when you bite into that vanilla cream, you can kind of feel that kind of come up right there. And it's just really good. It's really good. So good times. If it's not too far of a trip down south from where you're at, going into New York or maybe upstate, it's something to check out if you happen to be. I wouldn't say it's worth a massive road trip for it, but it's really tasty. Let's see. Scott Messerschmidt. Angie made me laugh. FedEx delivered a box, didn't order, nothing open. Opened a mini box I don't need. Inside another box and then another box. Wow, you had all kinds of boxes on the inside of boxes. That's awesome. And that's making cherry pie for Christmas. That's awesome. Nice. Fresh whipped cream, I hope. That's a good time right over there. My sister and my mom, they're big on fresh whipped cream for pies, for sure. Let's see. And will you be reviewing Arby's again in 2022? You know, I'd love to be able to. If only they were like a lot closer now. They're no longer. The one that actually closed down became Jollibee. which, believe it or not, there's still more reviews coming for that. Have no fear. So it would be nice to actually see them being a little bit closer. I would love to, but considering what's come out since the last reviews that I've done at Arby's, nothing has really been like, oh my God, I got to race over and give this a go. I mean, just, you know, basic stuff. It's really kind of the same retread, with the exception of, I think, that rib sandwich I think they did, which looked pretty interesting. Jessica, I'm going to go to bed now. Pete, my friend, buddy, you have a good night now. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for jumping on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Immortalized here in the chat, all of you guys, for sure. Terry Lim, a calzone is a pizza folded in half. Well, in the actual true sense of the word, it's a true calzone has ricotta cheese in it. So I would probably differ just a little bit on that one, but I get the concept. I get the concept for sure. But shout outs to you, Jessica. Merry Christmas to you. Happy holidays. Terry Lim, what's your favorite flavor from 21 Choices? Actually, I don't go to 21 Choices. I'm more of a Yogurtland type of person, and I love the promo flavors for that. Even though 21 Choices moved to a different spot in Old Town Pasadena, when I was going there once in a blue moon, just like the classics, you know, cookies and cream, something along those lines. But I would share it with the wifey because I have to watch that stuff with lactose at the same time. Terry Lim, if you like the burgers and steaks, how do you like your burgers and steaks cooked? Medium rare. Like to be able to get the flavor out of it there. Not too well cooked. Let's see. Ben Nguyen, why don't we combine pizza and burritos like Pizza Hut used to do with the Pozzolo? You know what? Naturally, that's really, like I said, what a calzone is. It's really kind of an Italian burrito. It really is. Fight me on that. Seriously. Misty Smith is wondering if I tried Chick-fil-A. I absolutely have. I have a whole playlist of Chick-fil-A on the channel. Misty, definitely check that out there. Chances are, before you ask those questions, do a search on YouTube first, and you may be surprised. I've probably tried a few different things. Chick-fil-A, I've got a whole bunch of videos on, for sure. But definitely take a look at that. A lot of good stuff in there, for sure. Maureen Descatado loves the holiday pies from McDonald's. Absolutely. A lot of people do. I don't really know very many people who don't. They're really, really good. Really good. Terry Lim, what's your go-to meal at home when you're lazy? I make a lot of eggs. I make a lot of different eggs, and usually with the proteins of things that I've gotten in the past, I usually chop up, throw in there. Low-carb tortilla, typically, in there as well, or some keto bread, which I kind of like because they have a lot more fiber in it to go counteract blood level for carbs and all that stuff as well for fiber. But I make a lot of omelets. I do a lot of omelet cooking, a lot of egg cooking. So I like that stuff, personally. So Dulce, Jollibee, Filipino fast food, yes. Finally on the channel, a few different reviews. A lot of good stuff there for sure. Terry Lim, Chipotle employees are making pizzas with their burrito ingredients. I'd like to try that. I'd like to try that. Dulce, I remember seeing a review with spaghetti and hot dogs. Yes, there is actually a spaghetti review not that far off into the future for you. For what's coming from Jollibee, for sure. Carl Broussard, Ian, going to make a beef roast. We've got it with a prime rib, and that was hard to find. Yes, you know, my wife is actually doing we're doing a roast actually this year. She's actually doing a lot of prepping as we speak for all the cooking that's going to be done tomorrow. So she's getting a lot of stuff done right now there, and I'm glad to hear there's actually going to be a mac and cheese dish, which I'm very excited about too. So we'll have to see. Yes, Reed, the Arby's in Alhambra has become Jollibee. Absolutely. Annette, would you ever consider starting a podcast? I would, actually. I would. Maybe something, you know, for interview purposes and things like that. I would like to look into something like that, just to kind of break the monotony a little bit with that as well, too, there as things are moving along for sure. Have you seen a favorite menu, Popeye's menu item? Their sandwich, obviously, for me. Definitely that. Definitely that. Yogurt place in SoCal, Yogurtland is what I'm down with. Let's see, Thulsu, how many carbs do you typically have daily? I've been trying to lose weight and looking for low carb options. Typically, you should be having no more than like 300 grams a day on average. So the average fast food burger, depending upon the type of burger, could be in the 70 to 60 plus range, maybe 50 in that ballpark range, depending upon what's on it. But you have to kind of space that with everything else as well. So you want to kind of counteract that with, you know, decent amounts of fiber. So if you do see yourself eating more carbs, try and have some more things that have fiber in them, just so it doesn't impact your blood level, just, you know, along those lines there. At least just for me, the way I go for my macros for that. So I try not to stretch above the 275-3 range for me. I'm 6'3", so for me, I need, you know, a certain amount of, you know, calories a day. It's over 2,000, more than 2,000 with my height. So I know I don't crack that every single day, which is probably one of the reasons I get certain headaches the more often than I do. So you want to, for me personally, I try and stay using the FitnessPal app. I use different apps on my phone to kind of keep me in check here and there, see what I can kind of get away with, so to speak. But try not to stretch depending upon your level of your height level. They usually have specifically the amount of carbs that you'd kind of want to go. And naturally, the lower carb you go and the more fiber and protein, that would work out for you. As long as you're doing just that, you're working out and doing a little bit of exercise, at least to kind of counteract that just a bit. Let's see here. Mr. Jimmy, tell Carol to save me slice, please. I will tell her. I will tell her. It's going to be a huge food fest tomorrow, I have a feeling. And then my sister's place as well. I don't know how we're going to do this. It's going to be an interesting day. It's going to be interesting. Let's see here. Guys, I can't believe we're already coming up on 9 o'clock here soon. This is crazy. Let's see here. Misty Smith, what's 21 Choices? It's a yogurt spot actually that we have locally here. I'm sure they're pretty much around, but 21 Choices. Think of it kind of like 31 flavors, but 21 choices. Tulsu, you're near Monterey Park, right? You should review Asian food in your area. They have some places like dim sum and Chinese noodle dishes. Yes, there's a lot of places actually over here like that, for sure. That's not too far from me. Let's see, going down the line. Let's see, beef and cheddar with 3 packets of horsey sauce and 2 Arby's sauces from Terry Lim. Yeah, that does sound pretty good. That does sound pretty good. Erno, we're missing Subtegral. Yes, he's not here tonight. He's probably going to say, how come I wasn't told about this, even though we talked about this last week as well. Maureen Descatato likes scrambled eggs with cheese. That's always a good thing. Ezekiel bread is freaking amazing. Okay, cool. Actually, there's a monkey bread thing that you can get in local markets, which is pretty good. It's almost like a caramel, almost like a donut the way that it's made, but it's like a pull-apart bread. It's gooey. It's actually pretty good as well. Yes, Motown. We have Tops in Pasadena for the delicious burgers. Actually, their breakfast burritos are pretty banging. I actually brought a couple over to my sister's spot last week. I tried the pastrami variant of that actually, which was really good. Really, really good. Good times indeed. Terry Lim, what are you doing for New Year's Eve? Actually going to be keeping it low key this year. We'll see how the weather is, but naturally things are still pretty crazy here in Southern Cali, and our caseloads are going up and things are getting kind of stupid here again. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen for sure. Wear sweatpants from Terry Lim, absolutely. Jane Epper, happy holidays to you as well. To all of you guys, actually. Terry Lim, how's the weather up there? It is coming down right now pretty nicely outside. It's been like this all day. Let's see. Yes, Chris, Taco Bell, Chipotle, Cheddar, Chalupa. You will not have to wait long. Terry Lim podcast, interviewing marketing people from fast food chains would be great. Talking about diet eating habits, do it. Wow, that does sound pretty interesting. That's a pretty good plan right over there, Terry, for sure. I'd have to see about doing something like that naturally. I would like to do that. I mean, I've been interviewed before on a few other shows and a few other platforms. That would be kind of fun to do. 2022 to be the beginning of a lot of different new things for a lot of different people, which is awesome. And then I think we're the only ones who are open presents on the 24th. I know some people who do that. You know, you maybe want to save a few for the next day, but some people do it right at midnight, which is kind of fun. And then they kind of sleep and they wake up and then they eat all day once they get up the next day, for sure. Yes, the hat is pretty good. Absolutely, Terry. I have a few different reviews on my channel. Some of the early ones, including the most recent, was a pastrami burger, actually, which was really good. So as we make our way down to the bottom of the chat here, guys, I was trying to get to just about everything that I wanted to jump out with here, and anything questions that I've been trying to answer as well. Hopefully I got to everybody here, mostly. Scott, what is happening? Telephone companies are updating their cellular networks as a result. Plans to shut down 2G and 3G. Yeah, it's all going up now. 4G is like the base standard, and 5G obviously is the holy grail where everything is moving towards and faster. Everything is just getting quicker and quicker and quicker and a little bit more expensive at the same time. So the cost of devices nowadays is off the chart. It really is. It really is. Lord Darkside, I thought so, and for some reason I will still forget. Why are we going to Grandma's house 5 minutes later? Never mind. It's hilarious. Oh, guys, let me just tell you, as we're coming to the very end over here, a very happy holiday. Merry Christmas if you celebrate it. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah, even though that just passed as well, too, that way. Happy holiday season to each and every one of you guys. I greatly appreciate this year has been an amazing year of performance overall. It's just been insane in terms of just the way everything has been going. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier for the community that we've got, for all the amazing people in it, all the amazing creators in it that are lending their voice to the conversation as well. I really appreciate being able to do what I do for you guys here on the channel. I have a passion to create. And I love the fact that you guys just love consuming what I'm putting out there, and I really greatly appreciate it as well. Lots of fun stuff coming as we round out the year. Naturally, one more stream before the end of the year next week. We'll be doing it on Thursday again, which is the 30th. The 31st, I believe, again, is going to be on Friday. So we definitely don't want to do that for sure. I don't want to say definitely, but I know me personally, I want to make sure I want to have that night free for obvious reasons. But we'll be doing it again. Same bat time, same bat channel here. Peep This Out Reviews, youtube.com/peepthisout, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursday, December 30th. And then we'll go from that. The last night to see the holiday decorations in the very back and the whole background here before we switch over to a new thing, which I haven't figured out what I'm going to do just yet for that. But these lights will be staying up. They just won't be turned on for another year. So it'll be back to our regular blue lighting, I think, in the back. We'll figure out something for it there for sure. To all of you guys who've donated to the channel, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you guys. Of course, your official sponsors, as well as friends of the channel in general. I greatly appreciate that. Your names, of course, are down below in the description. Anyone who may have done anything on PayPal, I won't know till after the fact, but as usual, your names will be down below, of course. I always verify all that stuff is in there as well. Let me see the last few things as we get into it here. Let's see, what else am I looking at here? Let's see. Larry Nguyen, I appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much. Apple One, what's going on? Happy Festivus. Yes, they're Drew, you already know. Stay frosty, everyone. Happy holidays from Lord Darkside. Jay Nepper, if it keeps raining, you might want to wear a snorkel, goggles, and a life vest when you go to bed. It's no joke. If I wake up and I know I don't have a water bed, but I'm like, doing this type of situation, we're going to know something is up here. For real. For sure. Let's see here. So let's see. Annette, what's the schedule for next week? And we know, obviously, on the 30th. We'll be back next Thursday, only for next week in there as well. Jackie Hero, a friend of mine is half German, and her family has ways of collaborated December 24th because they do that in Germany. Very cool. That's very cool. Very, very nice. Very much excited for the Book of Boba Fett next week as well, guys. That's actually going to be starting on the 29th, I believe. So we'll be able to kind of talk about that, hopefully. I'm excited for that next week. Should be good. And have you seen, I haven't checked out Hawkeye yet. I know they just finished and they wrapped on that, so I'm ready to go and binge that one out there, which I'm excited for that there. So definitely super excited. All right, very nice here as we jump on down. So guys, very last thing here, let me wish each and every one of you again a very happy holiday. Whatever you're going to be doing this weekend, do it safely. If you're traveling, please be very safe with everything going on. It is very important. We stay vigilant and just do what we have to do. Just stay as healthy as you possibly can. And just, you know what you need to do. I mean, I know I always talk about this stuff, but we're all adults mostly here, right? We know what we need to be doing to protect ourselves. But like I said, whatever you do, do it safely. Have a great weekend. Enjoy family, friends. Again, always think about what you have, not what you don't. It's very important to keep things in perspective. There's a reason for everything that happens the way that it does. And whatever that is, that means for you and whatever you may be going through, whatever you may be doing, just know that as we round out this year and we begin 2022, this is the time to kind of start anew. Look back on the year that was, see what we can do to improve, see what we can possibly do to kind of increase, to go to in a better direction for certain things. And then basically just kind of keep it moving forward, guys. It's all a matter of looking forward, never looking back. It's just keep moving forward and keep putting yourself in those spaces that are going to be the most positive for you. Definitely take care of yourself and stay healthy. First and foremost, because if you don't have your health, you've got nothing. It's very important. So with that said, know your limits, Mr. Peeps. I appreciate that, Mr. Jimmy. Actually, I appreciate that. Very happy holidays to each and every one of you guys here. And just to round this one out here again, guys, we're officially closing it out officially right now. I think I've said officially 3 times now in a row, almost. For Thursday, the 23rd of December, 2021. This is Ian K closing out the live stream. And like I always say, I've got brand new content every single week here on my channel. So I stay tuned for the next review coming real soon. In the meantime, stay frosty. Good times indeed, guys, for ending number 1 Number 2 will be out in just a second over here. Again, just a quick breakdown for the schedule for next week. Of course, the 30th will be back again. And tomorrow you will see another food review on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day will be the live stream replay of this that you're going to be seeing there. And then on Sunday will be actually another food review that should have been today, actually. That's been pushed for the weekend. And then Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Keep in mind, you're going to see that probably go live over the weekend. It's going to be a premiere. I haven't done one of those in a long time, and I figured for my top 10, let's have a little fun with this right now and get this one going there. So keep a lookout for Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the, what date is that actually? Because I am totally tripping on the dates here. So the 27th, which is Monday, will be the top 10 food reviews of 2021. My personal favorites as a premiere, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then I'll be able to chat away with you guys. And again, it's going to be a little bit of a longer video because I have to go through 10 videos with different clips of each thing in there with a few other things that you may see. So it'll be a lot of fun to chat with you guys in there as well. So guys, with that, thanks so much for jumping on. I am officially done for tonight. And then all the fun stuff begins for the weekend, and I'm looking forward to it there. Stay posted on IG. You'll see a few things posted by me as well. And of course, again, have a very, very awesome holiday weekend. Just get some rest, get some sleep, and we'll jump on over here right now and close it out officially. There we go. Ready for action. Guys, again, thank you so much for jumping on. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I will definitely talk to you soon. And without a doubt, like always, stay frosty. And with that, peace. I'm out.